but there's nothing in the Midwest. There's nothing really that feels accessible. And we said we should start our own fucking conference. We did it. And it's called Chicago Music Nexus.
DJ Sherm, DJ, producer, podcast host, co-founder of Chicago Music Nexus, and playing his 6th North Coast Music Festival for their 15th year anniversary.
Welcome back to the How'd You Get Here podcast. Welcome, Sherm. Thank you for being here.
I'm so happy to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. You know, we like to start every podcast because I've known you for a long time, but I don't really know you.
Yeah.
So how'd you get here? Basically take us way back to, I guess, where you grew up, your family dynamic, and how'd you get into music?
Yeah, great question. So as opposed to most musicians or DJs, I should say, that are from larger cities or well-known places, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right.
So I was actually born in Los Angeles, but my parents met at UCLA. My dad was a doctor. My mom was a nurse, and he took an opportunity to become part of a program at a hospital in Indianapolis. So I was raised in Indiana, cornfields, the whole shebang, basements, underage drinking, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I really never had any exposure to electronic music until I was really a junior or senior in high school.
And what year was that?
That was 2010.
Okay.
Let's call it 2010.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2009. The first song I really vividly remember hearing was Bloody Beetroots and Steve Aoki Warp 1.9.
Oh, wow.
You know this track?
Yeah, it was a big one.
It's can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
It's a fucking mind fuck.
We could fucking cuss as much as we want.
I should have known, Eric. Yeah, there's no way this guy keeps himself censored. No way. And you know the first time you hear a dance music song or an electronic music song, it just like kind of takes you by storm.
Yeah.
And I was hooked ever since. I went to college at Indiana University in Bloomington.
Wow.
2011 and 2015. This was right when the EDM bubble was popping in the U.S. As cliche as it is to say, I saw Avicii live in 2011, right when he released Levels.
Oh my God.
And
that song was amazing.
It
too.
really was life changing.
There'll never be another.
There'll never be another. So it took me by storm, and continued to kind of just like tip my toe into music without really like taking it seriously. I'm a college kid, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm focused on everything else but taking life seriously. And then my junior year, I was lucky enough to study abroad in Barcelona. And I had an incredible experience there, traveling all over Europe. But specifically in Barcelona, the music and dance culture there is very unique because it's not all about the DJ, it's about the music. Went to this club called Razzmatazz, which maybe some people have heard of. It's still there, very, very prominent place. It's like one of those mega clubs, sort of like 5 or 6 different rooms.
Okay.
And I lost my friends, and I walked into this room that I just like saw this door. I was like, I got to get out of here. I walked into this very dark, large room with like underground house music and techno playing. And I was like, okay, let me just check this out for a second. And I just remember feeling the music and seeing the people. And I was pretty good at speaking Spanish at that point, especially when I was drunk.
Oh, nice.
So I was like talking to the locals. Next thing I know, I'm like outside smoking a cigarette, talking to like all these Spanish people, talking about dance music and house music. And they're asking me about American culture and stuff. And it was at that moment where I was like, I really want to do something with this because I feel so connected to these people.
Yeah.
And like I said, coming from Indiana, there was really nobody that was a DJ or even into dance music like we were talking about before. Like it was weird that I liked EDM sort of. So I came back my senior year of college and wanted to become a DJ. So I walked up to the resident DJ at this club there called Dunkirk. And that's really where my story began.
No way.
Yeah.
So what year was that?
So that was 2014.
And then when did it come to Chicago?
I came to Chicago in May of 2015. I had a job that I still am at today, actually, in logistics. And I just wanted to get to Chicago and continue a career in the music industry. Eric, you'll like this. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to get gigs in Chicago, right? Because I walked up, I was like, I've opened for Blau, I've opened for Cap Slap, like these random SoundCloud people, you know, some other prominent DJs at that time. And people were like, who are you? Getting back the fucking line, kid.
A lot of politics here.
A lot of politics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It still is like that to a certain extent. I think it's gotten a lot better. But, you know, as compared to back then as now, there's a lot of resident DJs. And there's still a lot of resident DJs. But I wanted to play house music. I wanted to play electronic music. It was really hard to do that. I worked my way up through a lot of different collectives here. The Music Trust being one that I want to mention. Clayton De La Chapelle is a great guy, gave me a lot of opportunities. And his guy Ankit. So I was playing like W Hotel lobbies in Fremont and like a lot of like different types of gigs.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I was playing at bars like Benchmark, and
That really develops you, man.
it really develops me. And I was on CDJs, right? So I wasn't using a computer. So I would play these 4, 5, 6 hour open format sets, and I became a really good DJ throughout that.
Yeah.
Playing for people who didn't really care for the music, and if I could get them to dance, then it was a good night for me.
Yeah.
So I eventually had a hankering, of course, to like take the career to the next level when I was making my own music. And 2016, I think I released one of my first songs.
Hood Politics? When did you hook up with Hood Politics?
Hood Politics was not till later, actually.
Okay.
That was like 2021.
That's a very prominent label that I see you're on.
Yeah, we can definitely get into that. The podcast is how I became involved with the label.
I got so much I want to talk to you, Sarah. I'm going to let you say something first because I'm going to keep talking.
No, I mean, this is amazing. I feel like I've already relate with you because, like, I grew up in Chicago. That's like the home of house music.
Yeah.
So that was like what we liked from middle school up. But I had cousins in Indiana, and I remember literally going to Indiana and all of them looking at me like I was insane because like it's just such, it's like really, it's party music. Like, and it's like crazy party music. And then
It is.
I feel like we just act different. You know, I was used to sneaking into clubs and then you go to a local bar.
Well, did you go to Zero Gravity?
Yeah, I did.
See, we didn't have Zero Gravity. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I've interviewed so many Chicago DJs over the years and talked to a lot of people, and like Zero Gravity is always like the starting point for them.
Definitely was. Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. And that's really what like made me so in love with the scene. And what happened was I wanted to start throwing my own parties. So my friend Tony, who really helped me to level up the podcast and throw events, we started throwing our own events under a moniker called the Lavender Group. We were curating mint experiences.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice, right? Yeah. But we didn't have the means to like rent out clubs or throw big parties. So we rented subwoofers from Guitar Center, pushed the seats all the way up in my friend's Toyota Camry, used my own CDJs, carried everything up to the top floor of Broken English in Old Town.
Wow.
And started throwing parties there.
So
Broken
curating
English.
mint, what does that mean?
So like lavender is like a type of like mint and a smell, right?
Okay.
So like a mint experience is
Yeah.
like legit. Like it's kind of like a house music term. It's like that's a mint track.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
so
very fresh.
I went to like thinking you were talking about like party drugs
Yeah.
mints back in the day, and I'm like,
Mints.
whoa, I'm
Absolutely.
like mints. I'm
I
like,
forgot
wait, you
about
were
those rolls.
curating
That's
mints?
true.
That was like
Weren't those
big
rolls?
back when I was like in
Yeah.
high school. That like you know.
I didn't think about that.
People,
Oh my God, it's so funny. People are like, oh, man, let's go take ecstasy
Wow,
here.
sure,
Yeah,
sure,
Lavender
okay.
Group. Absolutely. We have mints. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
But they're actually okay. So that's a term. I just learned something. Okay.
Yeah. Like that's mint. It's kind of like popular in British culture, I would say.
Very cool.
But yeah, like the career just kind of kept building from there. And I never realized until years later, I was building a community.
Yeah.
When I was trying to throw my own shows, I was booking myself, I was booking my friends, and that's still something that I do today. Do a lot of talent buying in Chicago. So
Awesome.
help out a lot of younger people that are passionate about music. And I have a music conference that I started with my
That's I
friend
want to talk
Olivia.
about too. Chicago Nexus?
Yeah, Chicago Music Nexus. So-
Chicago Music Nexus.
Yeah.
Tell us
So-
about that.
Yeah.
So
Talk about
Chicago
it.
Music Nexus is a brand new conference. It's our second year this year. And it was started because my friend Olivia Mancuso, who I don't know if you guys have heard of her before, she has a podcast called Elevated Frequencies.
She's great. She's really great on camera, man.
She's great. So she used to be a TV reporter and news journalist. So she's
Oh,
like
that's wild.
very good on camera,
Yeah.
very professional, very impressive.
Yeah.
But like she focuses more on the business entrepreneurship side of music, which is an art and a profession that a lot of DJs don't ever learn, right? Like they don't have lawyers, they don't have LLCs,
Yeah.
they don't have any of the things that matter when it comes to starting a business. They're just going gig by gig by gig. So I had her on my podcast in 2023.
Oh, a while ago. Okay.
Yeah. And we were just talking. We're like, it's so hard to network and meet people in the music industry, especially ones that can answer our questions. And, you have to go all the way to Amsterdam, which is what I've been to a few times, called Amsterdam Dance Event.
Nice.
And then there's Miami Music Week, but there's nothing in the Midwest. There's nothing really that feels accessible. And we said we should start our own fucking conference. And we did it. And it's called Chicago Music Nexus. And this year it's at the Joinery on November 22nd.
Awesome.
200 people this year. Last year we did 150.
Wow.
Amazing.
Sold it
That's
out.
awesome.
We're bringing in tons of out-of-town talent.
Yeah.
There's panels. There's networking. There's sponsorships.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the Winter Music Conference when it was in Miami?
Yeah. So I actually, funny enough, I tried to go in 2020, and then that's right when COVID happened.
Yeah.
And then Winter Music Conference, which is the conference that's there for panels and networking.
And now
all
it's
that
like
sort of
Miami
stuff.
Music Week. Like they don't even talk about Winter Music Conference anymore.
It just came back this year for the first time.
Really?
Eric. Yeah.
Because so for me, from about 2007 to about 2013, I went to WMC.
Yeah.
every year for my birthday because my birthday's March 24th.
Nice.
And it was amazing, you know, and for anyone that's in music, to be able to go to an event that has the parties, but then you have workshops, then you have, you know, people speaking like that, you get a lot of value out of that.
Yeah, well, I feel like with investments in time and in money, especially as an artist, and in this day and age when those things come so thin and so rare, you want to make sure that your time is going to be worth it. So with Miami Music Week before last year, when Winter Music Conference came back, Olivia and I did moderate some panels as well. It's really good that they're doing it again. We just felt like it's not accessible for the average artist, right? Like there's so many people that
just
can't
going to
afford.
Miami in general is a fucking.
It's so much. Like good luck getting out of there less than $3,000.
Yeah. Everyone who comes to these, like just somebody who doesn't know about this. So everyone who's going to these conferences, these are like aspiring artists. Like you're going there almost like if you're going to a business network. It's like a convention for what you're into.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
It's a business conference only,
that's amazing.
only for musicians.
So you have to like, you got to be in. It's not just like going and enjoying music. It's like.
Exactly.
It's for the people who are like, this is what they love.
And for anyone that's going down that path, it's only going to make you better. You know, learning from other people that are in better position of what you're trying to do. Yeah, it's awesome.
I felt like one of the things that I never really had the connection with, and that's what my podcast, Sherm in the Booth, did do for me, was that one-on-one connection to ask people about their journey, their lives, their, you know, successes and failures. And at Amsterdam Dance Event in 2022, when I went, I was in a room with Afrojack and Hardwell, and they're being interviewed, and I'm able to raise my hand and ask them a question.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And like, one, people don't know how to ask good questions, which is the funny part. So I asked 2 questions to Hardwell, and it was just unbelievable to me that I could do that and ask him a question about my life and what he thinks about that.
Yeah.
And to know that there's also people from labels, and there's talent buyers, and there's agents, and there's festival promoters, especially internationally.
Yeah.
You can talk to them and say, hey, like, you want to walk with Amsterdam Dance Event? I walked out with opportunities.
Yeah.
When I never thought I would. I thought I was going to learn stuff. I walked out with gigs. I walked out with podcasts, interviews. And then I went again the next year and I moderated a panel.
Okay, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So do you feel like in your career, like, what's your main goal right now? Do you want to aspire the younger artists? Is there a piece of you that's like wanting to dive in because you know what it's like? Or are you trying to still grow as an artist, or maybe both?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's the balancing act that I try and do all the time. I just made a post today that Eric mentioned where I feel like it's so important to also have a life outside of music. I know a lot of people, including myself back in the day, my life was 24/7 music. When's the next gig? When's the next track coming out? When's the next connection? When's the next this, right? Yeah. And like, you lose yourself in the process.
Burnout.
So I'm doing a lot of things. I am running a music conference with Olivia. I am the A&R and label manager of Hood Politics Records. I am the host and founder of Sherm in the Booth with 250 episodes. I'm a touring DJ. I'm a producer, right? Like, and I'm also a salesman. I'm also a husband. I'm also a dog dad, right? So how do I balance all these things? Where do I want to focus? I feel like you never really know what's going to work. And I'm still so passionate about all these things. So what I've been trying to do is see how can I really help them all contribute to each other.
Yeah.
And the things that I'm doing are doing that, fortunately. So the connections I make as a DJ can come back into Chicago Music Nexus or my podcast.
Right.
The artists that I sign on Hood Politics Records may become fans and come to my shows, or they come to Chicago Music Nexus. All these things sort of coexist in the world that I'm trying to create.
What's your top? What's your one that's like, I know it's going to vary. It's varying, but what's lighting the fire right now?
At this very moment, probably Chicago Music Nexus.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm so connected to the mission that Olivia and I started, which is to empower people's electronic music careers. We feel like this is the next big thing. And because there's so many artists that have entered the music industry, especially since COVID, as many that have left because they couldn't stay afloat, even more have come in because the age is younger, the barrier to entry is lower, if even exists in at all. And those people are going to need help.
They had time to like sit and learn the craft.
Exactly. Like your son, 10 years old, he could ask for a DJ controller tomorrow, for goodness sake, right? Like he knows what a DJ is.
I tried DJing actually.
Did you?
Right when I got divorced. I call it the divorcee special because you kind of lose yourself. I was ready to give up like Phil Chilicera. I'm like, no, I'm going out. I'm going to make a career out of this. I'm going to DJ. This is like when me and Eric became friends.
When we met.
And learning the tables, like I bought the Pioneer thing. I was all in. It was really hard. And so then I was like, hard. You know what? I'm just going to go drop a track at Studio 11 and have someone engineer a beat for me.
Sick.
So I did that. But I'm just saying there's a lot to it. Like it is a hard thing to just pick up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What advice would you give to aspiring, growing DJs, producers?
I think in the beginning, just make sure that you're in it for the right reasons. I mean, I love to party, right? Like I do, and I'm not gonna ever hide that. Like alcohol
last night.
Alcohol is a passion of mine, right? Like I love that part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like the experiences I just told you, I was at a party, but I always made sure that I was like more connected to the music aspect of it all than like the high, I guess, because I've DJ'd a lot of different gigs and a lot of different state of minds. And a lot of people always say, oh, do you like drink before your sets or whatever? And I'm like, dude, I usually go in dead sober for a big show.
That's really important.
And I'm telling you, the natural high that you get from the connection with the audience on stages large and small is what it's all about. So I would really encourage people to make sure that they have like a North Star, which could be as simple as having fun, but it can't be short-term gains like partying or like hooking up with a chick or a dude or like looking cool or whatever it is, because all those things fade.
The culture is very toxic, and
very toxic.
We have to talk about that because I mean you talk about that all the time because you're in the scene of that. It's like really toxic, and a lot of times if you're not sober, like you even see big rockers like rest in peace Ozzy, but you know he was a rock star back then and he struggled, and I feel like there's a lot more knowledge to it, but it's very. I mean you got your head on straight because
thank you.
I feel like
I try.
Even I might have got lost in the sauce. I don't know.
I feel you. So here's the thing about our generation versus the generation coming up right now, right? So there's a statistic that just came out that millennials consume $27 billion worth of alcohol every year, right? And Gen Z is at almost 3 billion.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's just because of, the rise of weed and the bottle service culture changing and stuff, right? Like, there's a social aspect that I think that people need to understand about what it was like to be Gen X, especially during COVID. Alcohol, partying to us is doing it with other people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you don't, then it's looked at as a problem, right?
Oh, I never thought, but heard this perspective. Go on.
Yeah. So I think what people don't understand is Gen Z has a lot of friends, but they're online.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So they're not going out in large groups. Like the concept of I just went on a 25-person bachelor party. Right? In Scottsdale, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Half the dudes are dads and shit, right?
Yeah.
And we're drinking, like that's the party. And then like my brother, for example, who is like, he's like, I don't want to do that. Like I want to go hiking. I'm like, okay, cool. Like some people do that, right? Like, just to look at the tale of two worlds.
Yeah.
And he's younger, of course. So when people are talking about what's going on with the future of music culture, I'm seeing when it was our time, everyone's a DJ. Now everyone's an artist.
Okay.
So that's good because people are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
It's making it extremely saturated. And I think that it's important as a Chicago DJ, I give a shit if you can actually DJ, right? So just because I don't have anything against the TikTok DJ stereotype, I think that's a very important way to market yourself. But I do think that if people think if I get big on TikTok, that I'm going to be a touring DJ and that's going to be it. We see right through that shit. And if you're a one-hit wonder or a one viral wonder or whatever you want to call, that's the most dangerous thing that can happen to a young artist's career.
Well, it's really hard too. Like I said, I was aspiring to be a one-hit wonder because I wanted the party. It is a hard, like once I realized that turntables, I'm like, I can't show up like this. I'm like, all right, back to the real world, honey.
Totally. Listen, you could do it. You could do it. I promise you could.
It's so techie though. Like I'm not tech savvy. So we're done.
What I love talking with you right now is that I just hear your level of communication, like because you've done so many podcasts.
That's
number
true.
one,
a lot of conversations.
So you've done 250, right?
Yeah.
Congrats. And did you see?
Thank you.
Did you see yourself progress? Like in the beginning, how was it? Your first couple podcasts?
Oh my God! I should show you guys the first episode after this. It was so funny. I was like literally trying to be the cool guy. I was like, "Hey, what's up? This is Sherm. So with this podcast." I'm going to like tell you guys about what's going on in my life. We'll do some mixes, maybe some interviews.
Stop talking like that.
That is not me. That does not sound like me.
Yeah.
It's like totally how it is though, because you're like trying to like be what you think you should be. But then the you comes out.
The you comes out and it gets to that point of like vulnerability or like going outside your comfort zone, whatever you want to call it. You have to just keep doing it.
Yes.
You have to keep doing it. So like episode 5, it's a little bit better. You kind of hear me, right? Like, the nasally half Jew from Indiana. The first episode was like some kid that's not me at all.
Cool dude.
Yeah, cool dude. And like what I realized was the podcast over the years, and I didn't realize this until maybe episode 200 or so, that the podcast is for me and no one else. I was so focused on having people on that were going to make me more successful or get more streams.
That's what we're at right now.
This is good to hear.
Yeah. You got to like make sure you guys are having fun, because like any performer or athlete or anything, you can tell when that person is not into it on a professional level.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're not enjoying this, why would anybody else enjoy this? So you can tell in the way that I interview people, especially now over the last 75 episodes or so. We just sit down and we talk just like this.
I
used to stress about the questions. I used to stress about
I've gotten away from
what
that.
would do well.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to be prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I was like, I got to make sure we talk about this question, this question, this question. And during COVID, I leveled up by asking bigger artists to come on. And I got so nervous before them because I was like, you know, I really want to make a good impression or whatever. And the only way you're going to make a good impression on anyone is by being yourself.
Just being authentic,
That is so important. Like, I just want to like double down on that for everyone that sees this, because even me, like, I feel like even when we've had some guests on here, it is like the jitters and the nerves. But then when you start to realize like where you all sit together, like, no one is better than anyone else. And that's where I feel like when you have those nerves, it's a terrible podcast.
Well, it's really
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's embarrassing.
You got that.
Well, it's really funny that
Sick ring.
yeah,
by
it
the
is a
way.
nice ring.
God, dang, I got nothing on her.
Well, we're talking about how when you were talking about was it Axwell that you said you who'd you talk
Hardwell.
Hardwell?
Hardwell, yeah.
That, so it's so funny because you think it's like such a huge thing, but those people are just like you know.
It's
and then when you sit
unbelievable.
down and have a conversation like this, then you really realize that you put people on a pedestal, but you're exactly the same. And sometimes those people have worse problems than you.
They
or, you know what I
usually
mean?
do.
So
They usually do.
Yeah.
You can relate to anybody. That's something that I've learned in my day job. So my day job, I'm a director of enterprise sales and logistics, right? So cold calling, selling people a dream.
Nice. How long have you been doing that for?
10 years now.
Awesome.
Cold calling?
Yeah.
I've dabbled in that.
Yeah.
Look at her face.
My head.
It's hard. And like, I won't get too into it, but
Yeah.
essentially I'm asking to move people's freight or food and beverage on a truck that I've never driven by a driver that I've never met, going on a road I've never been on, delivered to a place I've never been, and I'm making them believe that I can get it done, right? So it's a matter of trust. How do you establish trust quickly with people? It's being authentic, it's being yourself, it's following through, it's being thorough. And I've learned so much about people. I've traveled all across America for music, but also for business. You know, I've been to places like Greensboro, North Carolina. I've been to places like Olancha, California, places you've never fucking heard of.
My ex-husband used to do stuff like this. You're
Yeah.
a smooth talker. I'm not. It's all making time.
Don't divorce me on the show.
We love to talk about North Coast too.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
let's talk about North Coast.
Yeah.
I mean, so your 6th year?
So this is my 6th year, which is really, really exciting.
Sick.
My first one was my first festival. It was in 2018. Shout out to Dom Brown,
Love
who
Dom.
I know you know, who gave me my opportunity. It was at the Silent Disco. And I remember him messaging me on Facebook Messenger, which I think people are still using, right? Maybe.
Yeah,
I
I do.
still use Facebook for my stuff, but it's like definitely older.
Yeah,
older,
little mom
older
of you.
crowd.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's cool.
We're still in that age.
I'm
bracket, though,
on.
'cause
Listen,
we
I
grew
check
up on
Facebook. Of
Yeah.
course, of course. And I remember him messaging me, and I left the office, and I was crying. I was so,
it's awesome.
so happy that I had gotten an accomplishment that I'd really set out for.
That's incredible. North Coast is huge.
Yeah, and this was when I was at Union Park, actually, where ARC is now.
Yeah.
So every time I drive by, I can see the tennis courts, and I can see where I had
No
the first
way, that's so
festival.
cool.
Always think about it, and I like pointing out to random people, and they're like, "Cool, like you played way bigger shows since then." I'm like, "You don't get it!" Like I was playing the Silent Disco.
Yeah.
But I remember like my now wife was there. My dad, who passed away recently 2 years ago, he was there. My brother was there. My best friends were there, and it just was a very important moment for me to know that like all this hard work is worth something. And then the North Coast came back in 2021, where they're at now, SeatGeek Stadium. And I've played almost every single stage since then.
Oh, really? Cool.
And they call me like the North Coast legend. So it's really a huge honor.
I'm so excited for North Coast this year. Like, I cannot wait.
You going to be at my set Friday?
I'm absolutely gonna be.
Yeah, we're actually media.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting media.
Yeah, we're getting
badges.
media passes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna pod.
I just found out they're updating the set times. I'm playing now 4:45 to 5:45 on the Shipyard stage, which this year they're turning into a boiler room style.
Oh, that's
with like big fire totems
Yeah.
around it.
No way.
So and Cascade is headlining the stage later that night, and I'm going to be actually
Another
opening
Chicago
for him at
legend.
House of Blues
Yeah.
later that night too. So it's gonna be a massive Friday.
That's very
This
cool.
is massive. Like this, you should be talking about this night for the rest of your life.
No, listen. I just played Vollywood.
Okay.
And which is a really cool festival as well. And it was raining like fucking crazy.
terrible
The
weather.
I
weather
popped in the end.
The weather this summer has been wild. Well, okay, you picked a good time to come. And I try not get in my head I'm probably putting a bad omen out there, but like these outdoor festivals, especially like Lollapalooza or whatever, you're like just Chicago weather, you're like just be warm,
Yeah.
just be warm.
Yeah.
So anytime you have like a big after show, it's funny, you like think past that and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I just gotta nail that. Whatever happens before is good. But I'm really excited. North Coast is an amazing festival. I think it is the best of both worlds because it's a true festival experience now. Huge grounds, like huge.
But they got that
artists.
big ship, right?
Yeah, and the anniversary this year, it's a 15-year anniversary. Crazy lineup. You got Zed's Dead, Louis the Child. You have Chris Lake.
Massive.
You have an incredible like middle tier of artists.
Sophie Tucker.
I mean,
And I love they have a lot of the underground art. They have a couple of underground artists too, just like Arc.
Exactly. And they do really cool things there. They have a chill dome, so they'll have like a really big dubstep DJ like Sudden Death, which is a dubstep DJ name, as you can tell. Sudden Death. And he plays like a chill set. So it's like an alter ego. So they have a lot of secret sets that go on, which make it really feel like that electric forest sort of like, I don't know what I'm going to get into today type feeling. So they do a really, really good job curating. I want to give a shout out to the guys at Collective Presents. I do a lot of work with them. Very good people. They care a lot about the scene. And I don't see anybody else contributing to the local scene like they do in terms of giving opportunities.
They do a lot of
just
parties.
based on bandwidth, to be honest. Like they do a lot of different things too. So they're great people. And shout out to Arc as well. Like Oris does incredible stuff. What they're doing for Chicago on a global level. Is incredible. And to think that that's happening the same weekend every single year is nuts. Every DJ is in Chicago that weekend.
I mean, I think
I never thought about
made
that.
the best DJs here in Chicago.
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
the most on the list. Like we got John Summit, we have Cascade, keep them coming.
I never thought about
Sherm.
that.
Yeah,
I never
we
thought
got
about
Sherm.
that.
Like, come on, this
during
is
Arc, during that
crazy.
weekend, we have like the biggest collection of all the DJs, best DJs in the world.
I know. I always try and remind people of that. Like, it's almost like when you go to Hollywood, right? And you're like, who am I going to see on Rodeo Drive? You just walk down anywhere on the West Loop or in River North, and you're going to see like a massive DJ walking out of their hotel. And I still think that's the coolest thing.
Great
ever.
time to be alive.
It
that
is a
weekend.
great time to be alive.
Let's pull it back. I want to talk about Indiana.
Let's talk about Indiana.
Sorry about Indiana, first of all.
Oh, my
I watched that
gosh.
series. That was great.
Yeah.
Wow. But basketball has always been pipe dream of mine. Like I've always loved basketball.
Do you play?
And I still do to this day, but not like this fucking around.
Yeah, of course.
But it's always been just my passion.
Yeah.
And I think, Reggie Miller was one of my favorite players growing up.
Really?
Besides Jordan. It was Jordan and Reggie Miller.
Okay, so you respected him.
Yeah. So, and you love basketball, right?
I do.
What's
love
your relationship with basketball?
My relationship with basketball is deep and somewhat complex, actually. I was just talking to somebody about this today. So growing up in Indiana, I'm obviously a huge Indiana sports fan. I've been a Pacers fan my entire life. That was fueled a lot by my family, my friends, especially my dad. And we would watch all the Pacers games. And I wanted to be in the NBA. That was my goal. And they all told me years later they thought that was the funniest fucking thing because I had like an 8-inch vert. Like, yo, I did not even make the 7th grade basketball team. I did not make the 7th grade basketball team, and I worked so hard to make the team. Funny enough, actually, it was very political. It was very political. Okay, just I had the skills. All right, they told me I was on the bubble. Even the camera guy's laughing.
I know.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
The
dude.
camera guy's laughing.
I had a dream. I went to the NBA Hall of Fame for my 13th birthday.
That's a first.
Okay?
I never heard him laugh, actually.
I got him to laugh, yeah, because he's like, dude, I saw you, man. You're just a Jew. It's okay. So I still love the game, right? Played it all the time, but kind of got a little disconnected from it. In high school, I was always a fan, but I was playing lacrosse and soccer. So I was more focused on that, but was always a fan. And then in college, I went to IU, where the team was the #1 team in the country with Cody Zeller and Victor Oladipo.
Oh, wow.
I was at a very, very famous college basketball game that was Kentucky versus IU in the student section called the Watt Shot, if you've heard of that. It was when IU beat Kentucky, who had Anthony Davis on the team as the #1 seed, the last second.
Ooh.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So just having moments like that in basketball as a fan, as a player, you really grow to love the game and understand what it means to be a team player. I'm a big fan of camaraderie. I was always a captain on the sports teams that I did make. And even throughout college as a leader in my fraternity. And there was a camaraderie aspect to it. And I feel like basketball is where I'm able to apply that and lean into a role. Like I was never the most talented person on the team, but I'm the person who picks everybody up. I'm the person who leads. I'm the person who says, good job. I'm the person who says, let's do better. And I feel like in the game of basketball, you're able to do that in the best possible way. So I'm obviously very connected in a lot of ways. When my dad passed, he said, he was like, I bet you the Pacers get to the finals in the next couple of years.
It's so crazy.
He didn't say they were going to win, though.
Yeah.
So
I watched that with my kids. We all just went dead silent.
I was on vacation in France with my wife. At 2 a.m., we get up to watch this game, right? And I'm like, okay, I bought a VPN. I was like, we got this.
Yes.
You know, Tyrese comes out.
I'm visualizing this. This is great
he's
right
my
now.
favorite.
He's my, he is my
favorite.
absolute
I love
favorite.
him.
Like,
and he just got engaged, so shout out.
you love Tyrese too? Okay,
Yes,
good.
What the hell?
What the hell? Let's go. And it's funny because he was hated on all season, was underestimated and overrated and all these things. And I've always always had favorite players, not just because of how good they are on the court, but who they are off the court.
Charismatic guy.
And I really respect him. He's a simple guy from Wisconsin, comes from a good family, and he proved everybody wrong. And that resonated with me because I proved a lot of people wrong over the course of my life.
Yeah.
And when he got injured, my wife was freaking out.
Oh, we were
I gotta stay calm. Obviously, they lost the game. We woke up the next day. We're on like this beautiful beach, and I'm just like, we're sitting there like, fuck, I can't be happy. Like this is awful. But over the last month or two, I've talked about it a lot more with people. And my mom, who's an amazing coach, she was a lacrosse coach for 25 years. She won 3 state championships, 2 coach of the years. Wow. She helped start the women's program in Indiana, so that's also
amazing.
part of the reason I've been being coached my whole life.
Yeah.
You have good roots.
I have good roots by a loving mother. And I said, I really wanted them to win this game. Like, I wanted them to win to shut everybody up. I wanted to get one for dad. And she said, none of that stuff matters. You're missing the whole point of what it means in sports. It's the times that you had with your friends. Like, think about all the moments that led up to the Game 7 with your friends, with your wife. I went to a finals game. That's a dream come true.
Yeah.
I was more connected to where I'm from than I ever have been before. Probably the coolest part of it all was this year I've DJ'd less to try and focus on more high quality gigs, you could say, which has been tough because I get a lot of opportunities, so I have to say no a lot. But the power of no is also important.
For sure.
I had a big headline show in Indianapolis, my first time headlining where I'm from. I'm promoting it.
I saw that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm working towards it. I decided I really wanted to tell a story of why this show meant something to me. And of course, the day before my show was the game 1 where Tyrese hit the game winner. And my show was the next night. Selfishly, I was like, this is good for the show.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
But it was just so cool to be in Indianapolis during that time. And you could just feel it in the air. And I mean, sports is such an important part of my life. It's something that, even though it can be stressful, it detaches me from all the other commitments I have in life. Yeah. I love reading sports books. I just finished the Phil Jackson 11 Rings book.
Oh, cool.
The Shoe Dog.
I'm not a reader.
I'm not. So, Eric, I didn't think I was a reader, but I wasn't reading books that I liked.
Yeah.
I kept being I kept reading like 5 reasons to build your business and like how to be a millionaire. And I'm like, fuck, this is a lot of work. Like I'm already working. So I realized, and I heard this on another podcast, when you read sort of the autobiographies or memoirs of people that you love or respect or look up to, you're going to get their perspective on their journey through successes and failures.
Sure.
So it was really cool. Phil Jackson's story, obviously most successful coach of all time with 11 rings. He coached Michael Jordan. He coached Kobe Bryant. He dealt with egos. He was very focused on mind, body, and spirit type stuff. So it's been cool to get that perspective. And I feel very well-rounded, I don't know if it's because I just turned 33.
You really are well-rounded. And a lot of things you're saying, I'm 33 too. So maybe we're
oh no,
there we go.
At the same level. Because I have a lot of things too. Like I'm a business owner. I have my kids. I have this. And I'm always saying yes to things. And I'm noticing you're like, okay, I only want to do gigs I really like. Because there is a certain level of you that probably remembers. Tell me if this is accurate. Because at least for me it is. There's a certain level of me that I say yes to a ton of things because sometimes you have to realize where you are and that it's okay to say no to things that before would excite you. So I'm always trigger happy to be like, yes, 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 because I'm just so happy that I even have those opportunities.
Yeah.
But you have to see if you are leveling up, okay, maybe some of these I wouldn't say beneath me, but there's bigger things to focus on. Yeah. And I think that's just it's a really hard thing.
Have we talked about
grateful. of the journey, right?
100%.
Have we talked about this? That I literally have a template that I have. Yeah, we did talk about this.
What?
I have a template that says, I really appreciate your offer, but this is the reason why I can't. And I have a list of all the things I'm doing in my life right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I get
He's next level.
Because
I know he is.
I get no joke. I mean, I'm grateful for it, and I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but like I get offers for different jobs multiple times a day for different things.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. But it took me so long typing out the same thing all the time.
So many people.
I have a list of templates that I just send to people.
That resonates with me on a deep level from what both of you are saying. I shared this picture on my Instagram recently. I was just looking into a coffee mug, and it's just basically talking about how pressure is a privilege. Like,
yes,
how grateful you should be to be under the pressure of the goals and dreams you once, lived out to have. Because it is so easy to have these moments of like, everybody wants my attention. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like, how am I capable of that? 5 years ago, 1 day ago, 100 years ago, whatever it is, like, well, not 100 years ago, but like you, if you could go back, and that person saw you, they'd be like, you can't be thinking of it like this. Like, you're finally accomplishing all these things.
You're exactly where you wanted to be.
Starting your own business. What do you do?
So I own a skincare company that I started in 2021, and now it's pretty big.
Yeah, you're killing it on social media, by the way.
I also have a vitamin company that I launched. I wrote a book.
Got your book coming out
in August, talking about how I took my last paycheck.
You won't even read her book?
I guess no. Is there an audio version? Give me the audio version. I'll wait for the movie.
Wait for the
movie. I'll wait for the movie.
But you know what? The coolest part about like being at the level of where I'm at right now, like I said, when I first started getting brand deals outside of like only repping my own, I was like, yes, because I didn't want to say no to any money on the table because I remember what it was like to be broke.
Yeah.
Then I'm waking up and I'm just so miserable because this is not what I love to do. You know what I mean? But like, I'm so grateful. So I said yes. And basically what I'm getting at though is like I took the book on, then I did the second company, and I've had to really check myself because like I sometimes need to just completely put my phone in a drawer and detach because I still want to be a good mother. But I have the responsibility of like, now I've made this much money. I'm supporting everyone in this way. And I am this person, and I don't want to slow my lifestyle down. I like where I'm at right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that comes extreme stress. So
pressure,
I'm like, people will look and they'll think like, oh, like you're doing great. You're doing this. Yes, absolutely. But it is kind of it's mental gymnastics in a way.
Well, at the end of the day, honestly, just by having so many things on our plate, like you do, all the things you mentioned.
Yeah.
That's a reason that we are thriving and happy in life.
Absolutely.
And because the people that aren't busy, the people that don't have a lot of things going on, it's really easy. It's really easy to be like that.
Yeah.
But it's actually hurting you.
It can never go back.
Yeah.
Never.
As much as I like dream of
we're
that,
like complaining about
I'm like
being
not
stressed.
even good at vacationing anymore. I was like, God damn it, I can't even relax on vacation.
No, same. When I'm on vacation, I'm like, ooh, perfect time to edit a video.
Yeah.
On the beach.
I can.
I'm like, finally, I can catch up.
Because it just feels good to know that I'm working in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's better. But because if you take your foot, I think there might be a little, in me, there's a little fear of like, if I take my foot off the gas, am I going to travel 5 years, behind?
For sure.
Like, it's always that sense of like, I'm here, but like nothing's forever. So that's why you keep going.
To quote another famous basketball player, Kobe Bryant, greatness isn't for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are on the quest for greatness. I'm on the quest for greatness, and that comes with sacrifice, great sacrifice. And that's the thing that people don't understand about what we're doing is what it really takes to sacrifice for the greater good, whether it's I don't think being selfish about sacrifice is bad. Like that I sacrifice time with others who might want my time for whatever reason, right? Like, it's a big picture thing always with me. And I'm always been so inspired by like Kobe and other basketball players like that. Like what it really takes to be great. Like you have no fucking idea what it takes to be great. And it's the competitive drive that you have to have with yourself, especially as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, like us, like all of us, right? Like it's us against the world. And if you don't work hard, someone else is going to pass you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
not even someone else is going to pass you. You won't achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And the more you sacrifice, the faster you will get there.
Well, let me ask you guys this. When it comes to setting goals, do you set specific goals or do you set sort of long-term, like I said, North Star type stuff?
I do
How do
both.
you guys set your goals?
I do both. I literally have short-term and I have long-term. And a lot of people will talk about like not having goals, but it gives you a destination, and you can define steps to get to that destination.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than going aimlessly. That's just logic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
for
know?
sure.
I don't have like a list of goals of what I am. I just know that I'm probably me as a person, and I get this a lot from other people. They're like, why aren't you happy where you're at? Like, why aren't you ever happy? I still don't feel like I made it. Like if I look at myself, I don't look at there and I'm not saying to myself like, ooh, you're someone cool. Once in a while, like the flex will work for certain things. I'm like, oh, that was nice. But I don't think of myself as anything special. And I don't think I will ever feel that way.
It's a great way to be.
So it's like I'm constantly trying to prove myself. And there's probably some therapy I should go to for that, to be honest with
There's
you.
some bad to it.
There's something that but I'm constantly proving myself, and I push myself till burnout. I have a little bit of a burnout situation, and then
I don't burn out.
then something sparks in me, and I'm ready for the next.
Yeah.
I understand that. I feel like I'm kind of always burnt out, sort of, like, to be honest.
It's just a part of it.
How you take on new things.
It's a state of mind is what it really is. So I have like different types of goals that I set. I do have numbers type goals, right? Like you could say health and wellness goals.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want to get down to 175 pounds or whatever it is. If it's something like
The more
that.
specific, the better you'll get
You
there.
need to be specific with that stuff. But something I've spoke on, since it's Lollapalooza weekend right now, every Chicago DJ's dream is to play Lollapalooza Perry stage, right? But let's say you work every day for 10 years to finally get there, and you play the set and it goes great. Let's just say it does go great. You got 6 to 7 p.m. on Friday night. Everyone's there. They're loving it. You're the man. You walk off that stage and you go, oh, shit, what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just focused all my time and effort on that goal.
Oh, wow.
So what I try and do with like something like Chicago Music Nexus or my label or my DJ career is like, I want to make an impact that's going to be there after I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well, could be when I'm actually dead, or like I, hang up the headphones or whatever it is. Like I just know that what I'm doing right now can't be forever. So that's why I'm okay continuing to like, I don't want to say I'm actually burnt out. I don't even know what that feeling is. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I don't either.
It's not like, okay, so like for me, I think the burnout comes with like, because I'll take on so many different things because I know it's good for me to do.
Yeah.
It's like the things I don't like doing. And sometimes I feel like for me, I'm stepping out of it right now. So I'm actually in a good place. But like, I wasn't really showing up as Sarah Fragus. I was showing up as like filterless Sarah, poised. And there comes a point when like, I feel like, it's just like I was scared to show the world maybe more of me. Like even this podcast has helped me because you're getting to know my personality.
Yeah.
I kind of hid behind.
That's great.
I kind of hid behind it, But I'm like, so I think that's kind of where the burnout came from, because I was like, oh, I know if I make a video like this, I'm going to get 1 million views. But I need to maybe be like, okay with the fact that I posted a video that got 50,000 views, but I really like that. Like that's me. So that's what I'm learning now that I'm older. But I chased the $1 million or the 1 million views. And I was like, oh man, like this, I don't want to keep doing this.
How do you define success? That's like what you have to think about. How do I define success for myself? It cannot be by what the world defines success as.
Yeah.
Because you will never be fulfilled.
Exactly.
You will always be wasting your breath and wasting your energy and wasting your time trying to make other people happy. And what do people love? They love people that are vulnerable and that they can relate to them.
That's going to be a fucking clip right there.
Yes, it is. And I want you to talk about
That was a great
I
one.
want you to talk about that too, because I saw a clip of you and I related with this a lot, like even to where I'm going, I'm stepping out. And it seems you've done that. And like you were saying, even like friends and just understanding your music, your whole journey, just kind of break that down of kind of how you said it before, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Because I think one of the things that stops people, some of the best people in the world, the first thing that stops them is caring what others think. They hear one negative thing and they just go into their hole.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex thing to go through, particularly for anyone who's a creator. You want to get people's feedback, of course, right? Like, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, girlfriend, hey, boyfriend, hey, best friend, what do you think of this, right? They may not get it. My wife is actually a great asset in a way, because she has an unbiased view of what I'm doing in music, and she'll ask me questions that like hurt my feelings, but I need to have them asked.
Yes.
I need to have them asked or I get too excited, right? And I remember like even I was putting pressure on her to like invite her friends to come to shows back in the day, and like I need people to turn up, because like Eric knows there's a lot of pressure on a beginning DJ. Like, okay, you're gonna get the first slot, you got to get people there, right? That's how you're gonna get your next gig.
That's a ton of anxiety. Like if no one shows.
And like the first 2 years, 3 years, that's cool, that's fun. Everyone's young, and then maybe it's not so much their scene anymore. Like my wife, for example, right? Like she loves the music, she's my biggest fan, but she doesn't want to come to every show. And like I was battling with like old friends that like didn't want to come anymore. Like they would feel bad, so they'd say they would come and then they wouldn't come. And like I had all this sort of stress and anger built up because I was like, you're my friend, you're supposed to support me. And in their eyes, they have supported me.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't want to support me in the way that I'm defining support as. And that's too much to ask from people.
It's having expectations. You can't have them.
You can't
and
have them.
And it's logical to have expectations for your wife, your friend. But those are your expectations, and you're only thinking about your life and what you want. You're not thinking about what's going on in their life, what's going on in their head, and what they want.
It's something you have to learn on your own, in my opinion. But I just want to like reinforce to people like your friends shouldn't have to be your fans, and you can't define your success based on, because I see this with so many DJs that like got clout and like can bring people, and like I'm telling you that only lasts so long. I am fucking telling you it only lasts so long.
And the DJ scene too, like you have clout because you're bringing people to a party. It's exciting and it's fun. But that could just be very surface level. That's not like, you know, getting the masses out there. You're not like putting out something in good music. For me, when I started selling online, I got the very opposite. Like everyone was making fun of me.
I bet.
You know, like all my friends who I was thinking, I'm like, I'm going to post this video. They're going to hype me up. And then, you know, I heard like everyone's talking about, oh, here goes Sarah on Alive again. But you know what? I had this undeniable, like I knew it was going to work. And so, I had to like deal with a lot of embarrassment. Like even family members and friends, I talk about it. Like it was, you are not strong. I mean, you're an artist. You're putting out literally art. This is like something that comes from deep.
Too, in my opinion,
it comes deep from your soul. So like the hurting feelings, it's that you try to act like it doesn't, but if someone says something negative, even if they're right, it kind of hurts because you're excited.
It does. And Sarah, for you and Eric, but you guys both will understand this, right? Like in the beginning, when you start something, there's so much excitement around it. It's new, it's fun, you're discovering new things, you're getting better, and it goes like this, right? And then all of a sudden, you figure out some stuff and it kind of normalizes, right? It plateaus, as I say. And a lot of people during this period, they quit, they stop, they doubt themselves, people stop supporting them or whatever, but they were never really focusing on the right things. And you realize that this plateau is not a bad thing. This is a necessary part of your career in anything, in a career, in music, in entrepreneurship. You just didn't realize that there's actually another hill that you couldn't quite see. And it was further than you ever expected.
I love that
But when you get to that next hill, which I feel like I have just approached in this last year, which is like a confidence and clarity about what I'm doing and a connection to what I'm doing. Confidence, clarity, connection.
Bars.
Bars.
I want a song with that.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get in the studio. I feel like it's such a rewarding thing for me now, seeing like this wedding that I just went to. It's a bunch of my college friends, and I was DJing on like a boat, and I was killing it, and it was so much fun. And they're all kind of like standing there, and they came up to me afterwards. They go, you know, we used to make fun of you. Like when you would go DJ in your room, they would.
Exactly.
They would.
Of course.
And they go, we think it's pretty fucking cool that you're still doing it and that you're killing it and like that you turned this party up to another level.
And you're inspiring people now. And you know what? You get to be the person that talks to those people at that conference and says, don't care what your friends say.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You don't,
keep it going.
For so long, I felt like I was telling other people's stories.
Yeah.
And I realized, and my friend Danny Deal, who I know you know, she told me, you're an expert in your experiences. And I said, God damn, I got a lot of experiences. I need to start telling people about these.
Yeah.
So those have become my stories. And
well, a big thing you mentioned, honestly, is I don't mean to cut you off. But
yeah, you're good.
When you said that those friends, like they were friends with you before whatever you started, whatever you're looking for support or you're looking from someone else for, they were friends with you before that. So that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You just have expectations. And I think another lesson from all this is that getting to a place where you don't let things that you cannot control, outside forces, affect you negatively. It's really easy, but if you can't do anything about it, nothing's going to change it. You could address it, right? But no matter what, people are going to be who they are.
Yeah.
And you can't make them feel a certain way or make them do certain things. Something you cannot control. Yeah. So it should not affect you negatively. It's noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Fortune favors the brave, you know. You got to be brave, and like just, I mean, even you, everything that we've done, we've all had to step out and like in situations that could hurt our feelings.
Yeah.
You know, and it probably has. A lot of us, we've had those, but now we're all kind of on the other side. It's kind of nice to be on this side, right? Where
it is.
I've made it enough where like
we put in the work.
My feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could just inspire you. Like if someone's just beginning, just like silence the outside noise. stay on your path, right? Just silence it.
Well, here's the thing about this side. You're not alone. There's more people on this side that are doing the same things.
Yes.
And that's what was really interesting for me. Like, my relationships with my old friends are deep rooted. Like, 6 of my 8 groomsmen I met in elementary or middle school.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Really
so
cool.
like
at 33, it's really cool.
Yeah, like still, like my best friend was my college roommate, and he still is my best friend. And that doesn't happen for everybody.
No.
But in the music industry, you realize it's even a faster and deeper relationship because you're like, oh, you're going for this shit too? Oh, you're in it for the same reasons? Okay, let's help each other.
Yeah.
And that's been the greatest gift that I was unexpected to get.
I'm surprised. I thought it might be a little bit more competitive.
Well, there is a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of backstabbing, but like
For
the
sure.
people that I'm actually friends with,
Okay.
it's like
You have a good crew.
You have the same goals.
It's like
and
surprising
yeah.
to some of my deeper rooted friends, like, oh, like you like you've known this person for a year, but like you're talking about them all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, because we're just fine. Like, it's just like you're connected on this
energy,
energy that's like sort of unexplainable.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized too that like there's different types of people in your life. Like, you know, when I was growing up, you have one best friend, but all these people from California that I know, they're all best friends with each other, right? And like, I think like best friend is a little lost on people these days, you know, or they're like, you know, how people say goat or legend all the time and shit, right? So it's like, how do you define these relationships in your life? So I have them sort of categorized in a lot of different ways, and they're all very special people to me, not in the same way.
You're evolving.
I'm evolving.
You're going to attract different people when you're at a different level because you're changed. I mean, it's very amazing that you still have your friends from, you know,
they're very
elementary.
important to me.
I have a few from elementary, and we'll always be super tight. But we've evolved in different ways, and I think that was kind of hard for me when I first became a mom. I was a young mom, but I was like, we're all evolving different, and I had to really look at that and be like, no, it's not because we're not as close as we always were. It's just like, I'm a mom right now. They're going after this.
Yeah, and also just because you've been friends with someone for a long time does not mean that they're going to be your like when people say this is my oldest or longest friend, I'm like, well, what do you guys have in common anymore?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
changed.
It's okay. It is okay to let people fade respectfully. We're all on our own journeys. You don't, there's like, it is what it is. It's the journey of life. And, you know, we might sound like old to some people saying this, but it is really the truth.
Nice.
And I feel like that's what life is all about to me. It is the connections and friendships that I make with people because that's what's real. One more basketball quote for you. Caitlin Clark, who has been under a ton of scrutiny for whatever reason, has been judged by a lot of people, was interviewed by Time Magazine last year, and they asked her, how do you deal with all the people that say you're not good enough or say you don't deserve this and that? And she said, I block all that out because all I care about are the opinions of the people that love me.
My 3-pointers.
Exactly. She bangs them from 3-pointer. And you look at like the levels of pressure that people have all the way up to that level and how they stay so locked is because they stay so focused and they only care about what the people who they love and love them really matter. And that's how I always continue to carry on. Like, I used to get made fun of for my voice, for being like Jewish, for like being like a pipsqueak or whatever, you know, and all this stuff. And like, I just am that person. And I grew a beard, so it helped a little bit. Yeah. But it was really, really important for me to be honest about who I am.
Yeah.
And not try and be that episode 1 guy of Sherm in the Booth.
Well, I saw a TikToker, Leo Skempe. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I've heard of Leo.
Okay, anyways, he's hilarious. I just found him today, actually, before we got here.
Yeah.
Followed that immediately.
Nice.
But he had this thing, and he's like, you know, like a storm doesn't stop because the storm's just going to go there and be a storm. A fire doesn't burn out. A fire keeps going. So he's like, so he heard this analogy, if like you're a storm, like just be a storm.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Like,
Yes.
even if you are a storm and you're like, you go in and you just wreck things up, like that's what your soul came here to do. Or if you're a fire, like, you know what I mean? And sometimes you just have to own it because, you know, like even me, like watching these podcasts, sometimes I'm like over talking or, ooh, I say yeah a lot or, you know, like stupid critical things, but I'm
We'll
like,
get better.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we've been getting better with each one. And I think at the end of the day, I just kind of feel like no matter what you hear or what people say, like, I know how I feel about myself.
Yeah, Eric, you've always been a very confident guy, and I respect the fuck out of that.
But
man.
I'm also insecure as fuck too.
Are you?
Yeah, it's really funny. I swear to God, it's really funny, and I think that's a lot. That's how I battle my insecurities. Remember what Pro Gonzalez said?
Yeah.
If you don't feel valuable, make yourself valuable.
Yeah,
You did
that's
that.
a great
You
piece.
And so
did
that's
that.
all I do,
Dude.
you know, and it does. It makes me feel better about myself. I help others.
How did you guys get connected? I want to hear that story. Like, how did you get here?
Yeah, so I was in the club scene in like 2010.
Okay.
Like no, even like before. I was sneaking in with
it's really
IDs.
foggy
Eric,
'cause it's all
Eric
club
was
stuff.
there. So like
Sneaking in
we
with
knew
IDs.
each other. Like I knew him.
What
he was
club?
in
What
there.
club?
I mean, this was like back in the day when there was like the Mid, Green Dolphin.
The Mid was the best. That's like on every. I've heard it on every
What's
podcast.
the one
now.
with the G? Griffin. Like,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are-
yeah.
Celeste.
Of
like,
course.
come on.
Yeah.
So these were back in the days of that. So like, yeah, we knew each like we were in the scene. So like, I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But then after I got divorced, because I didn't party for or go out even, because I
Yeah.
played the whole mom role and just didn't have time for it. But then after I got divorced, I started going to his parties, and I was going frequently, and we just ended up like chatting here and there. Went to
Yeah.
a lot of his parties, and then I don't know, when did our like friendship really start?
I don't remember. That's another thing with partying. Like my memory's gone. It's so shot. I can't even tell you. Like I'm so qualified and so skilled in other things, but my memory gone.
That's
I used
okay.
to think
Something's got to
too.
give.
I'm like, everybody wants to know Eric. Eric doesn't get people like. I mean, you do. You're nice to everyone, but I'm like, I felt like I met you
yeah.
15 times before like I broke the barrier of like,
that
okay,
happens
we're friends.
for sure. For sure.
But I mean, I don't blame you.
in
Yeah.
nightlife, you kind of have to keep
For
your guard
sure.
up to a certain extent. I mean, Eric, like I talk about the role that people like you played, especially for me as an upcoming DJ, the promoter, the talent buyer. Like you guys were the fuel of the industry. And that is a fact, right? Like I talk to Fi about this all the time.
Yeah. I just saw him last night.
Who was the GM of the Mid. And I remember like in the days where you were talking about, I used to have to wear a suit to the Mid. Like, literally like a button
What was it
down.
upstairs? The red room?
Century
The
room.
Century
Century
Room.
room.
Century Room, right? And like he completely shifted the culture to like it's not about wearing suits, like
Yeah.
it's about the music and stuff, right? And I saw that entire shift across Chicago to people like Eric as well. And it gave opportunity and leeway for more people to join the scene that didn't have to just be a DJ. Like you saw what it is, like what it is now is what it was then. Because it blossomed. It was all about the culture, all about the community. And that starts with leaders like Eric and Fi in the background. And they were the ones who gave the opportunities. They were the ones who like were trying to push the scene forward.
Bring people together, bring people out.
And it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy, man. They're the ones who are up late. They're the ones who are there early. They're the ones
Back
who
in the
are
place.
dealing with the most bullshit.
I booked you at one of my parties a long time ago, right? Notel Hotel, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
At Electric Hotel. I mean, what I do now is amazing. I honestly, it doesn't matter if you've ever played in a club, if you have some DJ skills, but I tell you, like, you just have to bring me people. And I'm
Yep.
going to show you how to bring me people.
Yeah, that's the thing you do differently,
because of all my skills in promoting. And so I show them and I tell them, you're going to be able to play at this club, you're going to be able to play this party. You bring me people, you could hone your skills in my party at my club. And what happens is it's a revolving door, because then once they start getting skilled, now other clubs pick them off.
Yeah.
And then they start
'cause
playing.
you're reputable.
They start
Yeah.
playing at clubs that they don't have to do that anymore. They don't got to bring in people, really. I mean, I make it a requirement.
For sure, you should.
And it's a formula. You bring in as many people, and that's why I stack my lineup.
Well, and
You're like a PR.
DJs act like they're not responsible for the success of the night.
Yeah.
Like I'm just there to DJ, and that makes it very transactional to me.
For sure.
And I think that there are spaces for transactional DJ sets, like some of the places that I mentioned. Like I wasn't expected to bring 100 people to the W lobby, but
Yeah.
like it paid well, and I got to become a better DJ. Now, if I'm playing at Electric Hotel on a Wednesday night, I finally get an opportunity to play my type of music and bring my type of people. There should be an expectation associated with that.
Yeah.
I don't see that anymore. I do a lot of booking for Soundbar, and I am booking people who are certainly talented, but I'm managing expectations about like, hey, like this is a big opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Show us what you got. Like, like I said in the beginning, like bringing people, right? But like put on your best possible performance overall. And I think that's really lost on a lot of
Yeah.
DJs
First and
today.
foremost, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also, with my parties though in particular, like what happens is that there will be sound issues because these DJs don't have a lot of skills playing in these clubs. I understand it. I understand it, and that's why I let it go. It bothers me at the time. It really drives me crazy. But I also
I can only imagine.
Oh my God, you understand how pissed I get.
I can see.
And you don't understand. But I also, at the end of the day, I will apologize later. Like, but do you know what you did wrong?
Yeah.
Now you don't do that
You
again.
help them get better.
Yeah, and that's what I really love about what I do now, because now it's literally growing all these people, and they're playing at all these different places. And
Yeah.
a lot of them are calling me dad.
At least it's not Unk. So call me Unk. I was like,
Okay.
Unk?
That's a new word that, and
Like I got one gray hair. Okay?
what is Jimmy Soto said that. He's like saying, I've heard him on one of his videos before he came on the podcast. I was following him.
It's like Gen Z grandpa.
But I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
is
I
it?
can't. Like, do I have to learn all these things? I think I'm just fine being a millennial.
I'm sure your sons will catch up here soon, and you'll be very in the know.
Oh yeah, they're already like that.
Yeah. Bet.
Yeah.
Well, we're about hitting a close. So what we like to do to end the podcast is basically a shout out. Anyone that you love, support, appreciate. That
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
put you in the spot right there.
I've definitely already given a lot of people shout outs for sure already on this podcast. Man, I got to give a shout out, of course, again to my wife, Maya. She's incredible. She's helped me so much. She's still supporting me and helping me see this crazy industry through. I want to give a shout out to my boy Flanino, actually.
Love him.
I am the godfather of his future child.
Awesome.
Actually.
Congrats, guys.
So I'm very excited about that. And that's a relationship that was actually, we met because we were both in a DJ competition to play at Spring Awakening. And we both submitted guest mixes like
No
in
way.
2017, 2018 maybe. And we tied for runner up. And
Him and Gracie are beautiful people. I love you guys,
they
honestly.
are. They're amazing. And most would think that you would not like each other. But Flynn and I, being the people that we are, went into each other's DMs and said, dude, your mix is sick. And he was like, your mix is sick. And we became fast friends.
That's
and
like stepbrothers. That's
He's
so funny.
been a really, really important person for me, not only in becoming a better producer, a better DJ. I've gone back to back with him at some big shows. We opened for Armin van Buuren. We played a 3.5-hour set at Aragon Ballroom before Armin van
Incredible.
Buuren.
I think I might have been there.
Really?
If it was at Aragon Ballroom.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
You
it's
were
so
there.
funny.
You were there.
Yeah.
And
I liked it.
I released my first song on Hood Politics Records with him
Cool.
called Boys Bass. And he's just a very special guy, and he deserves a lot of credit.
I love that, man.
He always says good things about me, but I have to send it right back. So shout out to Flynn.
I love that. See, that's why I'm telling you, like, any podcasters, do not steal my shit, because people give shout outs throughout
That was good.
throughout the night.
Yeah.
People
Eric's
give shout outs
good.
throughout the night, throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
But when I actually put someone on the spot, like, who do you love, appreciate that you haven't maybe talked about, in a while?
Yeah,
And it's just,
absolutely,
it just
man.
feels good.
Dude, kudos to you guys and congratulations. I think this is a really, really cool format, and I like that it's like the name of it is exactly what it is, and it's clear that like you're getting to know yourself a little bit better,
Yeah.
Eric as well. And I think like male and female combination is really important too. Working with Olivia has taught me a lot about like how to actually like not like respect women, of course, but like how to like give women opportunities like this too, and like it's not just about like two white dudes podcasting.
Exactly.
Like, I see that
Yeah.
shit way too much.
Yeah.
And I think you are inspiring women to also start their own podcast too.
Yeah, we definitely Eric came up with the whole podcast thing, and I'm a yes person, like I said before. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm
I mean,
gonna do
she's
it.
hot, successful, 600 million followers. I'm like,
But-
I
Hard
need to
sell,
get,
yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
get her on my
You know what, though? I have
podcast.
collabed with a lot of people, and I will say this: I've collabed with celebrities. I've had people.
Yeah.
I've had influencers. I've tried to do brand deals. I will tell you, the best person to ever do anything with is Eric, because he channels the
just work
same
hard.
energy as me.
Love that.
He works. We text. We communicate. He doesn't get his feelings hurt. I don't get my feelings hurt.
Yeah.
We agree on a lot.
The chemistry is awesome.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Like it's
Good for you
really,
guys.
It's just it's a good fit.
Isn't that funny how that works sometimes? Like
Yeah.
the business relationship
For
with
sure.
the opposite sex. It's like just like you're so locked in. Yeah, Olivia does the same stuff for me. So it's really cool. You guys have a similar dynamic.
Yeah. I
So
love
anything
that.
else you want to plug, and where could people find you?
Well, I assume a lot of people watching this are probably artists if they're tuning in because it's me. But come to Chicago Music Nexus. I cannot encourage you enough to get out in front of a lot of people that are not only influencers and tastemakers in the Chicago scene, but also on a national level. If you're looking to learn more about what it takes to get a manager or get an agent or get a lawyer, or how do I release my first track on my own, or how do I make better music, or how do I get a gig, like this is the place to be. And I promise you, you're going to walk out with tangible, physical in your hand next steps on how to make that happen. So chicagomusicnexus.com. Tickets are available now. It's going to sell out. So I would really get on it.
And where can people follow you?
At Sherm the Booth on all platforms.
Awesome.
I love
Thank
it.
you. That was amazing.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys on the next How'd You Get Here podcast.
Thanks, guys.